In a peaceful valley, surrounded by green hills, lived a hardworking donkey named Duke. Everyone in the village knew Duke as the animal who never refused to help. The rabbits asked him to carry carrots. The squirrels asked him to haul acorns. The sheep asked him to transport bundles of wool. Even when he was exhausted, Duke would smile and say, "Of course, I'd be happy to help." At first, the other animals admired his kindness, but slowly, they began expecting it. If Duke can carry it, why should we? Without realizing it, everyone started placing more and more weight on his back. Nearby lived an old owl named Olivia, who watched everything from the tallest oak tree. One evening, she called out, "Duke, why are you carrying 3 carts by yourself?" Duke smiled weakly. "I don't want anyone to be disappointed in me." Olivia sighed. Sometimes people aren't disappointed because you say no. They're disappointed because you've taught them to expect yes. Duke didn't understand. He simply kept working. A few days later, a violent storm swept through the valley. The bridge connecting the village to the grain fields collapsed. Food was stranded on the other side. The animals immediately turned to Duke. "You'll figure something out. You always do." Duke tried. He loaded sacks of grain onto his back and attempted to cross the damaged bridge. Halfway across, the old wooden planks gave way. Duke barely made it to safety, but he injured his leg badly. For the first time in years, he couldn't help anyone. The village panicked. The rabbits couldn't carry the grain. The squirrels were too small. The sheep had never learned to transport heavy loads. Everyone had become so dependent on Duke that they had forgotten how to solve problems together. As the animals argued, Olivia quietly spoke. "You spent years relying on one strong back, instead of building many willing hands." Ashamed, the animals looked at one another. The beavers repaired the bridge. The horses pulled heavy wagons. The goats climbed the rocky paths, carrying smaller bundles. Even the tiny mice carried grains one by one. The work took longer than it would have with Duke, but together they finished. Weeks later, Duke's leg healed. The animals welcomed him home with smiles. This time, no one handed him a heavy cart. Instead, the rabbit carried his own vegetables. The squirrels hauled their own acorns. And whenever Duke offered to help, someone would gently reply, "Thank you, but we've got this." Duke laughed. For the first time in a long while, helping others no longer felt like carrying the whole world. It felt like being part of one. Kindness is a gift, but it should never become an expectation. When one person carries every burden, everyone else forgets how strong they can be. Real communities aren't built by one hero. They're built by people helping one another. Sometimes the greatest way to help others is to encourage them to stand on their own feet.